not Sunday. Yeah, I don't know if I must wait for Sunday or if I must aid before Sunday. Just trying to get this too. We're good, ne? Yeah, we're good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Perseverance Maremini, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self-Love. If you're joining for the first time, welcome to the family of healing, self-love, and motivation. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. Hey, I don't even know what to call this that we are doing here today, but I just want us to talk because of the episodes that we had previously, ne? Or the latest episode that we had on our channel. Yeah, but before we get to that, as I was saying before I did the whole intro thing, I wanted to say that I've got this episode that I'm supposed, like, guys, right now my problems, ne, are that I've got so many pre-recorded episodes of our podcast, and what stresses me about all of these episodes is that they are all urgent. Like, they are all extremely urgent. I don't even know which one to start with and what not, you know. Yeah, so but then there's this one that I wanted to share with you guys briefly, that I wanted to air today, but yeah, I couldn't, because I feel like there's still a lot that's going on with the episode that we aired on Sunday. So that's why I'm saying that I couldn't even get myself to air that. I was like, you know what, let me just give it some time, you know. Which is the reason why I want us to do this live and talk about the stuff that we're willing to do, the extra mile we're willing to go when it comes to relationships and all that stuff. You get what I mean? But the one that I'm saying that I'm holding on to, that I want us to air, and I feel like it's urgent. Like I said, that my biggest problem is that I feel like all these episodes are urgent. Is I recently interviewed a lady who, it's so disturbing, guys. I don't know if you guys will be able to handle it, because even we at the studio after recording it, we couldn't handle it. We had to pray about it. But yeah, I believe that people of God belong to God. So there's only so much that we can do in terms of just getting the stories out there, and then God will do the rest. But this lady who I sat with, or who I need to air her episode this coming Sunday, she's a child of siblings. Yeah, her mom, I don't want to finish her entire storyline, but her story is that her mom is mute and deaf, and she was violated by her 3 brothers from a young age, and then that's how she was conceived, this lady who was on our episode. And then she also has a younger brother who was conceived in a similar manner. The community tried to intervene in all of that, you know, but the grandmother was like, she had a heart of stone, you know, and that has affected her in so many ways. Gosh, like that is the incest. Like we always talk about incest on these channels, you know. We always talk about incest syndrome, but that one is like extreme, because I'm literally sitting with somebody who is a product of incest syndrome, you know. The mom is still mute and deaf even now. Her story is so heartbreaking, and it's so short, you know. So, and I feel like she needs help like as soon as possible. And when I tell you that everybody, like all the episodes that I have, I've got more than 10 episodes which I feel like they're urgent, you know. Yes, we do have awareness episodes where people just want to share their story and what they've overcome, so that people can be aware of certain things. But the stories that, like, literally are the stories that people need help, we've got more than 10 episodes, and that stresses me, you know. I know that when I tell my people, they always say, at least you've got good stress, you have things to post. But for me, it's more about, like I always say, that my podcast is actually an extension of my activism work. So it's not more, my focus is not too much on, we have enough episodes, the podcast is growing. No, it's on how many lives are we impacting, and the change that we're bringing to the people who actually come for help. We do appreciate the awareness guests who just come to share their story because it's a testimony, or it's an awareness that they're raising, or there's a book they wrote. I appreciate those as well, because they're impacting our community in a positive way. But when it comes to the ones that are for, you know, where people need help, those they go straight to my heart. You know, they go straight to my heart. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that I don't know. I don't know if I must air it on Sunday, or if I must air it before Sunday, this episode of this child, so that she can get help as soon as possible. But also there are many other stories. Like, guys, there's this other lady that we interviewed recently. They're not done editing her video. She's got a child who's brain dead. Like, you would think when a child is brain dead, how are they still alive after 6 years? But when you hear her story, oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, but anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Post on Wednesday and Sunday. Ne? Bad boy. Thank you so much. I think I'll take that. Posting Wednesdays and Fridays. It's just that Wednesdays and Sundays. It's just that the problem with Wednesdays and Fridays is that usually remember on Wednesdays. Okay, maybe I must just forget about the lives. Like when we do the lives, I just take it as the lives have absolutely nothing to do with the podcast, you know, so that I don't have to say, since we do lives on Thursdays, we must give break and time and whatever, because sometimes even after a hectic episode, we do lives on Sundays, you know. So like I'm saying that today we are live, I could have aired that episode, but I don't think mentally I was prepared for it myself. And also because we are still dealing with the one that we are here to talk about, which is the one of our recent guest, who's Mamudike, who was speaking about how she left her job and she took a loan for a guy, and now the guy left her for somebody else, you know, an older woman, and she's left to pick up the pieces and all the stuff that was happening afterwards, and just a big mess that has been happening ever since the airing of the episode, you know. So hey, yeah, so like I'm saying that today, it was also one of those days where we're just dealing with the response and the feedback that's coming from people. Guys, I always tell my team that the amount of, when you're on the outside, when you're not part of the production, you would think it's all about airing an episode, we post it, and that's it. But the actual work, you know, the actual work, I'm seeing somebody saying, if you hear mine, you will run. Yo, my sister. Yo, my sister. I don't know, but I just feel like at this point, I've had worse stories. I've had stories, terrible stories, but I don't think I've had a story which is, the evidence is in front of you, you know, of a terrible story where a child is saying, I was conceived by siblings. My mom is mute and deaf. My dad, one of my uncles is my dad. I just don't know which one, but the people have been talking. You know, people know which one of my uncles is my dad and which one is my brother's dad. And my grandmother has been sitting on top of all of this. Like, it's just a big, yo, guys, yo, it's a lot. You know, it's a lot, but yeah, it's life. I believe God has called us for a time such as this so that his people can be helped, you know, through our platform. But yeah, as I was saying, that let's see if I can add that. Maybe should I add it tomorrow, guys? Maybe by the show of hands or whatever. I don't know what you guys think we should do. But if you are ready, if you are mentally ready for that episode, I can do a little video. I can do a little a picture tomorrow. Then maybe midday I can post that. That's if you are mentally ready for it, because I feel like on Sunday I need to move on to somebody else that we also need to help and you know. Yeah. And for those who have been saying you wanted Mamudike's banking details because you wanted to help him, I think you saw on the, what do you call this, on the thingy, it's episode T-shirt is asking episode A. We have not aired the episode, my love. The one that I'm talking about now is the one that I'm asking you guys if you are mentally prepared for it, because even me self, I'm not mentally prepared for it. But I feel like it's urgent because the child needs help, you know. Yeah, so but anyway, yeah, for those who, because I've been seeing comments where people are saying they want to help Mamudike financially and all that stuff. I can put on Facebook and on YouTube. We can put her banking details if you guys wish, but also she did provide her contact details so that those who want to reach out to her can reach out. If you want to donate to her privately without us having to give the details and all that stuff. Lokela wants to. Thank you so much, my love. Thank you so much, Tishecho. I will make sure that tomorrow I'll make it available maybe for 12 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, so just be mentally prepared, you know. Yeah, it's hectic. It's hectic. But yeah, for those, as I was saying, for those who want to assist Mamudike, you're more than welcome to do that. There are details somewhere in the mix of the podcast. But the one thing that I wanted us to talk about today, genuinely so, based on the feedback, you know, the response that we're getting from her episode, especially from people around her, you know, it's, guys, there's no reward. I don't know how much I must emphasize this. There's no reward for compromising yourself. I don't know. Just the other day, ne? I can see the comments, people saying hi, 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 everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome here on YouTube. Noma Nabiso says, wish madam that one of Mamudike really, madam, one of Mamudike really touched me. I know her, I used to work with her. Yo, Mamudike's story is painful, guys. And as I was still saying, ne, that the one thing that is the most painful thing about this type of stories is that when you hear how much somebody really compromised themselves, you would think, like, we're not as a normal human being. And I always say, guys, that certain things, they happen because you're not a normal human being like other people. Like, how do you, I remember this one time when I had a counseling session with my therapist, and I was asking her, why am I feeling so much pain? And she said to me, it's because you are a human being. How you are feeling right now is how human beings are supposed to be feeling. And what had happened during that time was that, we're going to come back to Mamudike, so that maybe we understand why she is going through what she's going through, and those that have actually caused her that pain don't feel any remorse, and in fact they're okay with her feeling even far worse than what she's already feeling. You get what I mean? You know? Good evening, welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. So I remember this one time, I went through so much. I'm not going to go into details because you guys, you know my stories. My stories are boring anyway. So after I went through so much, I remember one person that I loved very much being disappointed in the fact that I feel like they're not feeling my pain, you know? Excuse me. And I was okay with it. I was okay with the fact, I had to make peace with the fact that, this person is not really feeling for me the way that I thought they would feel for me. And then they went through something. And when they went through something, I felt a sharp pain. When I heard the news, this is what happened to this person that you love very much. When I heard the news, the pain went from here straight to the back. You understand? And when I felt so much pain, I got so scared. And what scared me was, how is it possible that this person has hurt me, but when I hear what they're going through, it hurts me? You get what I mean? Where was me when I didn't do anything bad to them, but I'm feeling pain because of they're going through something difficult, even though they did something bad to me? And I ran to my therapist, and I had a therapy session because I was just going through it. You know, when you're going through it on behalf of someone, let's say, for example, I'm just giving an example. Let's say maybe you date someone. I think maybe Vele Mina, because Vele I'm an empath. Yeah, let me give an example with a relationship. You date someone and they treat you badly, the way Mamudike has been explaining her story. And then the next thing you hear that person is in such a terrible state to a point where uyazigakela. Something happened to them to a point where uyazigakela, like they are messing themselves up. And then when you hear that, it hurts you. And you don't understand how is this hurting me, because this person's downfall or this person's pain is not even supposed to, I'm not supposed to be rejoicing over it because Vele, I've forgiven them or I've moved on from that. But the fact that I'm feeling pain because they are feeling pain, whereas the pain that I felt initially was caused by them, how does that even work? So then what scares you is, how is it possible that they were able to do this thing to me in this life and continue with their life like nothing happened after they did that to me? Then you become so scared of that person to say, people are literally capable of being so ruthless towards people that love them like that, So I went to my therapist and I spoke to her about that. I'm like, I don't know, but what I'm going through is like a lot. And I never thought I would ever feel pain when this person is going through whatever they're going through because they did me dirty, And my therapist was like, yeah, that's because you are normal. This is how normal human beings function, They are supposed to feel pain and they're supposed to be empathetic when people are going through stuff. And that really hurt me, and that made me to be scared of those people. So based on the story that Mamudike was sharing, you would think that after you've compromised yourself, somebody made you leave your job, somebody took loans under your name, somebody did this, somebody's busy beating you up. You would think somewhere in their heart of hearts. And I think that's the problem that a lot of us have. We think the more we compromise ourselves when people are treating us dirty, we think somewhere in their heart of hearts, there will be a switch which switches on, and then they repent. They get convicted and they repent from whatever it is that they're doing to you, and they realize Kore, we are skating on thin ice, hoping that one day people will realize what they're doing to us and they will do better, they will change, and that never happens, that never happens, because the reason why we think people who are treating us badly will one day change and treat us better is because we think that they are operating like us. Because whenever the way you operate, if you're an empath, if you are a people that really has compassion, you're a person who has a heart, who forgives people, when somebody's going through whatever, or one day you can really realize if you do somebody bad, you can realize, and you can come back to them and you say, you know what, I'm sorry, and whatever, and then it's all, it's called positive projection. Hey, now I'm learning. Thank you so much. So it's not everybody who has that positive projection that you are talking about, né? Because then it's scary. It's scary to realize how much people can put you through, but still wish death upon you, just so that the evidence can disappear. Because when I tell you that after the airing of that episode, I think I even did a video about it yesterday, to say the feedback of what actually happened after Mamudike shared her story is that there was some drama where they wanted to take the car away from her. She allegedly, I'm emphasizing on the allegedly because I was not there. She says that the husband sent some guy to come and fetch the car she was using, and then when he wanted to fetch the car, and they wanted to pretend that the person who's fetching the car is the sheriffs, because the car was not being paid and whatnot, and she fought, and then they even called the police. The police came, they went to the police station. When they go to the police station, this guy was like, I still want my car. This car is not being paid. They must repossess it. So it's more like, after everything that she has been through, for the fact that she came and spoke about it, she must be punished. She must lose even the little that she has. And the guy does not want to share his pension fund with her, because at some point, allegedly, he wanted them to divorce so that he can take the pension fund and repay the very same car and pay. I think he just wanted to tap into his own pension fund so that he can enjoy it with other people, not really with her. And if she agreed to signing like that, she was never gonna, I think that alone was a sign to say this guy wants out. Guys, when somebody is married to you and they say to you, let's divorce so that we get money, and they know you as a woman, they've already seen you, how stupid you are in terms of you just saying yes to everything, and how much you are willing to do to please them. They know even that money you are going to give it to them, they're going to blow that money. Then when they're done blowing that money, then they will leave. It's a sign. When somebody says, let's divorce to get the pension, sometimes it's a sign that they really want. I believe the guy is stronger. Yes, he's very stronger. Reshaka Kumalo says, you know exactly that we are not loved properly, and we know nothing will ever change, but we are living in survival mode. Where are we gonna go? What's gonna happen to us? Not every woman has moolah. Ooh, that is the sad reality, my sister, ne? And I think I've had so many of these conversations with my friends, ne? With my one friend, where we're talking about how the way we've been. Okay, first of all, I think in life, ne, you don't entirely have to experience everything yourself. You can learn from other people's experiences for you to be able to make sound decisions about certain things, ne? So based on my experience and my friend's experience and my other friend's experience and all these experiences gathered together, I realized that the way what we go through is so common and things are just rotating like this. I think it's safe for me to say that a majority of men are toxic, so much that they don't know how to not be toxic. And I think then it says to us women, guys, I don't trust these connections anymore. Did you hear that sound? I must switch off something to reduce the load. Oh, Jesus Christ, burn my fat. I'm not trying to die here. Okay, this one is out. Which other one must be out? This one also must be up, the charger. Let's reduce the load. We are only left with what? 1, 2. Okay, cool. We are only left with 2. Anyway, as I was still saying, guys, that I think we need to get to a point where I know it's not a pleasant thing to say or pleasant thing. It's not ideal. Oh, you also had the blast. Yeah, I think, well, I don't know what it was, but one of these think it's overly loaded. So as I was still saying, that I think we need to get to a point where it's unfortunate, guys. It's unfortunate that this is how we have to live our lives, but unfortunately, I don't think there's much we can do. We need to get to a point where you put on an armor for yourself. You put on an armor where you protect yourself. If you don't use it, it's fine. And if you need it, also it's fine. You understand? So what I mean by that is that, let me try and put it in a nice way, or in a way that it will be understandable. What I'm trying to say is that I believe that the vast majority of men, there's some sort of narcissism in them. And me, personally, I just want to put a disclaimer that the guy that I was married to was never a narcissist. Yeah, he was not a narcissist at all. I think probably that's one of the reasons why even the co-parenting afterwards is smooth. Yes, he was a lot of things, but not narcissistic. Like he never intended to conquer me mentally. He was just conquering me with bad behavior. You understand? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, divorce itself, it's something else. But before divorce and after divorce, things are okay, right? But what I want to say is that the vast majority of men, I feel like they're so narcissistic that they always test the waters. So it's entirely up to you as a woman. They try to check how far you are willing to go in terms of taking their nonsense, and if you take it, they'll keep giving you. So meaning that the work now says, now it says that you as a woman, you will need to safeguard yourself. I don't think men need to safeguard themselves against us women, and which is sad. But we as women have to safeguard ourselves against men, where you need to be of sound mind, always. That even when you are in a relationship, you don't want to be in control of the other person, but you draw and you enforce boundaries so much that, because I believe that when somebody's trying his luck with you, with certain things, it's because they've tried it before and probably maybe it worked before and all of that stuff. But with a new relationship, it's always going to be, they want to go back to where they were with the previous person. So it depends on what you are willing to take as an individual. You understand? So that's my just my opinion, where I feel like, okay, one light is out. Can you still turn it on? Let's see. As I told you, things are cooking here. And the place where I'm recording today, it's completely out. Maybe this is the one that was doing. Ne? Yeah, maybe. We can still work this, most. We've got a little bit of a light up there. We can still work with it. I apologize, guys, for that. But I hope we are still together. Anyway, as I was still saying, that I feel like the vast majority of them, they've got a lot of narcissistic traits to them, so much that you need to safeguard yourself. You need to put that armor to say, this is what I'm going to tolerate, this is what I'm not going to tolerate, and you need to be vocal about it, because they are willing to give as much as you are going to take. So the more you allow, the more you take, the more they're going to give, So there are certain things where you just say, no, this one. But the problem with us women is that in most cases, we don't want to say, no, here you don't cross, this you don't do, because we are ngenging, because we feel like, this one found me, he's willing to make an honest woman out of me, an honest woman out of me. So I must just compromise a bit and say yes to certain things because, you know what, he wants to marry me, he sees me as wife material. Yeah, I understand what I mean. So then you end up failing yourself. You end up compromising yourself as a woman, which then says to me, I think in most of these relationships, I saw a comment today on the video Yamamudike, where somebody was saying, Mara, these red flags, they were just escalating. They were just getting worse and worse. But if you check how the relationship started, somebody who has been through life can say, we anticipated the ending of the relationship, the downfall of the relationship, how it's going to go like based on how the relationship was initiated. Somebody who actually saw you taking him back after he's made babies in your presence and see you compromising yourself like that probably doesn't think much of you. And whatever that you've compromised yourself for in the beginning is about to be amplified and get worse as the years go by, So whatever boundaries that you decide to loosen, it's what determines the abuse that you have to endure, So So somebody said in the comments that this podcast and this life story could have been cut short by this person not taking this guy back, or not even forgiving him for making baby number one while they were in the relationship. So that means that the armor that you put on as a woman then protects you. You get what I mean? It's not entirely. Yes, you can get a man that does not even have a single narcissistic trait. You understand what I mean? So much that you don't entirely have to use your armor to protect yourself. Yes, you can just protect it. You can just wear it as a safety guard, but you might not even need to use it. You might not even need to use one of your guns to protect yourself against this man, because you can see the way he's treating you is good. And goes to say, how far are you, what are your limits, what are your deal breakers in terms of you tolerating certain things? Because I do believe that we all have our own traits, we all have our own traits, so much that even with me, it will be, how much is my guy willing to take from me as a person? Now I can tell you what my traits are, what probably makes my relationships fail, and it's still going to make my relationship fail if I don't find a guy who is willing to take the nonsense that I come with in the relationship. You get what I mean? Guys, now I'm a straight talker. I don't wait for tomorrow. Today's today. After school is after school. I've always been like that. I remember even, okay, but I've tried to be a little less dangerous with my mouth after the last meeting that we had when I got divorced with my ex, that he said, this woman with her mouth. Yes, I do understand that the stuff that she would be spitting fire, it would be because of what I did. But it's like the punishment does not match the crime. The way she will be spitting fire on you, and I would spit fire, and even today I still do spit fire, and I think one of the main reasons why I would spit fire is because I try to be as considerate as possible before I do something. And I think people then tend to take advantage of the fact that, this one, I know her. You already know my moves. You already know what I'm going to do. So when I expect the same and I don't get the same from the other person, that's when I spit fire. So, Mina, the one thing that for me, I'm a red flag. This is my red flag. Hey, I know somebody's going to screen grab this and I'm going to trend. It's fine. Am I looking nice for trending? Can I trend looking beautiful? Mina, my red flag, guys, is that's my red flag. Is what? Is my red flag. Me, I talk. Guys, I can't. I protect myself with the Bible. To say the Bible says I can't sleep angry. I can't sleep angry. Who must dream of a snake which is joined together with a cow, together with a horse, because of the stuff you did to me? Oh, my friend. It's today. After school is after school. I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel today, not tomorrow, today. And the one thing that I like, this is so toxic, guys. This is my toxic trait, by the way. Mina, I like voice notes. When I'm pissed, I like voice notes to a point where I will even tell you, my friend, please start this voice note and come back to it whenever a similar incident happens, because I'm not going to say it twice. What I'm telling you now is going to be applicable for the duration of this relationship. Start this voice note. I will tell you your news and say, start this voice note. I've gotten, I try to address them in a very cool manner, but at the end of the day, now I was once dumped for that I'm telling you, spitting fire. And the thing is, the stuff that you're saying is truth, but the problem is, because you are bringing a gun to a snowball fight is another thing altogether. You understand what I mean? So it's another thing. It's another thing, guys. So Mina, that's my toxic trait. And the thing is, sometimes I look at people and how they reason, and I ask myself, an entire human being, this is your brain? This is your brain? You're head of a house with this brain? You've been heading a home with this brain? Like, in my, guys, the stuff, I kid you not, I feel like the stuff that I say with my mouth, they're already filtered. Like, if you think what comes out of my mouth is terrible, it's not even half of the things which are in my head that I actually want to say to you. I try to filter it, and this is the best result that I'm sharing with you. If I can say exactly which is in my head, hey, Jesus, I will paralyze you. Hey. Yeah, don't be guys are a problem with men, but always style. Like, guys, men have been lied to the same way that we women have been lied to. Men have been made to believe that they're the prize. And what frustrates them, even now, when you see them lashing out even on social media, is because they feel like they've been sold a dream. Because they were promised that they are the prize, and now nobody's treating them like the prize that they were told that they are. You get what I mean? And we as women, on the other hand, we've been sold a dream. We've been told, listen, study, focus on your books. Men don't go away, they don't run away. You'll find a good man who is working, you are working, you will marry each other, you will stay happily ever after. And what are we getting after we study? What are we getting? Your dresses, you must wear them in a line, and pray about it. Pray about it. Design upon it, and we design, guys. And then you wear your matric dance dress, perseverance, matric dance dress, and then after that you wear your graduation dress, perseverance, then you wear your wedding dress, perseverance. I'm talking about me. Then what is marriage doing to you? You prayed and fasted 7 days and 7 nights, perseverance. But what's marriage doing to you? It's showing you Mara, who is in the grave. You understand what I mean? So we've been lied to. You know how to cook, you know how to clean, you bring in an income, you are not a liability, you are, Mara, still the marriage is not working. We've been lied to. Men will just be the death of us because, wow, these people, I'm telling you. So it's a frustration for the both of us, for both genders, for men and women. Men are frustrated because they thought that what their mothers were doing, we are also going to do. They're expecting to be the prize. And when we look at them like, no, my brother, you're not the prize. If I can tell you now, if for example, now, let's give an example now with what has been trending. It's just that I didn't want us to talk about it because I felt like, you know what, I don't want to put fuel to the fire. Excuse me, the issue of Ntando Duma, who recently got married. I don't know if you guys saw the story. Ntando Duma recently got married. Okay, it's not recent. They only posted about it recently on social media and also on some magazine. She got married to a guy by the name of Una Rams. He's apparently an award-winning musician. He's also a software engineer and whatnot. And they're a very cute couple, guys. They're a very cute, beautiful couple. And the guy, they were being dragged on Twitter. They were being dragged on social media. The guy is being called a simp because the guy does not have a child. We all know Ntando Duma has a child. She was on some TV stories. She fell pregnant when she was like 20-something, early in her 20s. I don't know, maybe, I think she was a teenager. Late teens, early 20s. She fell pregnant. It was a big hoo-ha. People were bashing her. Like, Ntando Duma has always been people's chicken licken anyway. Bashing her. She had this boyfriend of hers and the mother-in-law, she used to call her mother-in-bay. They did the baby showers. Like, everything was just for, like, it was in front of us. We were watching, And then the relationship didn't work out, but it seems like they're co-parenting nicely with their baby daddy and everything. Then, after so many years, now she's married. She's getting married to a guy who does not even have a single child. Hey, now they're coming, your baby daddies who are disappointed because they think, since, well, they're the prize, they're the ones who actually deserve to marry a woman who does not have a child, but a woman must accept them with their 7 children. Hey, this guy is a simp. Limpopo guys are always the ones who are simps. This guy, he picked somebody's leftovers. How? Yeah, why couldn't he marry? And I understand the frustrations of the guys. Remember, it's like he's making their team lose because, remember, according to them, a woman who has a child has lost value unless if maybe the guy also has a child and they come together, then they form this blended family and all that stuff. Then it makes sense. You get what I mean? But when the guy is the one who's coming without a child and the woman has a child, the guy is a loser. But when the woman doesn't have a child and the guy has a child, I know he has not lost his value. So it's like this guy is making it difficult for guys to shine in their nonsense that they were shining in. Because in the past, as a woman, when you have a child with someone, you're going to be trapped with that person because no man will want you. Some people here, even here on this life, I'm sure somebody ended a relationship when there was a child involved with two children, and that guy had the audacity to say to you, who do you think is going to love you with your 2 children? And the audacity of these guys, when I talk, they say I talk too much. That time, your own mother, when my brother was taken with your 2 siblings, and then you are the one from the marriage, but you are asking your girlfriend when the relationship is coming to an end, or your wife, who's going to take you with your 2 children. The same way your stepfather took your mother with the 2 children is the same way that your wife will be taken with their 2 children by somebody else. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. So we are really, so what the people are doing now is really just causing an imbalance in what is supposed to be believed. So he's making it difficult for other guys to dribble women into staying in these toxic relationships. That's why they're mad. Because for me, I feel like there's absolutely nothing to be mad about in that situation. You know, like give the poor girl a break. She deserves to be happy. The same way a guy who doesn't have a child. I think also there was a guy, I think I know him from YouTube. Guys, but I mean, YouTube, I only started it 2-3 years ago. Sibumpanza, yeah, Sibumpanza, who was also being dragged on social media for being a simp, for marrying a woman who has got 2 children when he doesn't have a child, and then their 3rd child, it's the 3rd child to the girl, but it's the 1st child to Sibumpanza, and the kids already call him daddy and whatnot, and the boys were mad. Why? How come we are never mad? How come we, as the women, never come together and get angry at the fact that a woman is getting married to a guy who has children when she has no children? Like, look at the situation here, our sister here. What's her name? The one we're talking about today. Mamudik. She got married to a guy who has got 3 children. The firstborn, yes, she didn't know about. The 2 children were made in front of her. The relationship came to an end. They got back together. She still continued with the relationship with this guy. How come we're not coming together as women and we're being mad at her to say, you are a simp? You're a simp. Why are you marrying a man with children? We are expected to accept them with their children. Yes, I know. I know a few people who actually take women with their 1st child and they don't have any children and they come together and they form a beautiful family. But why? What is so stupid about that? Aren't people supposed to be choosing whoever they want to choose? You see, the frustration that comes with the fact that people are losing. People are not getting what they were promised or what they thought they would get when they grow older. It's sad. You know, it's sad. But anyway, I have to love you and leave you guys. We'll meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow is our normal live day, which is Thursday, 7 p.m. tomorrow. So if you are on YouTube or if you're going to go to YouTube after this live, please leave a comment. If there's something which is a burning topic which is happening now that we can talk about, let's do that. If we have to find a whole new topic altogether, we will do that. But anyway, for now, I have to love you. And as you can see, my electricity just went and the other ring light just went off. So I don't even know what the heck is happening here. But such is life. Such is life. Life is for the living. I'll see you guys on the flip side. I love you. God bless you. Oh, Jesus. Oh, hello. How are you? I'm done with the live. What do you want?
Was that people making noise for you?
They are making noise for me. That's why I'm ending the live.